All right, welcome everybody. I am Michelle Valenti with the American Parkinson Disease Association. Today we are doing a level 1 seated class. It is December the 17th, 2025. So this is our last recording for the year. So happy holidays to everybody. What all you need for this class is a sturdy chair because we'll be moving around a little bit. And of course, if you want weights, go ahead and get those out, have them nearby. We will be using them a little bit later in the program. And then I also suggest that you have some water nearby. We will take breaks together, but certainly if you need a drink before I take a break, please do that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a stretching and warm up here. So we're going to scoot to the front of our seat and try to sit up real tall. Okay, try to straighten your back, pull your shoulders back, open that chest a little bit. Bring our arms down and straight, and let's start with a big deep breath and reaching up over our head towards the ceiling. Okay, so take a breath in here, stretch up. And as we exhale, we're going to lower our arms towards our toes. Okay, reaching straight down, squeezing our core in tight. Now let's breathe in and reach up again. And exhale and fold down. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, stretch. Open that chest and core. Exhale and fold. And one more time. Inhale, stretching up. And exhale down. Good. And let's sit all the way up, pulling our shoulders back. We're going to open up our arms nice and straight to the sides and do some circles forward and around. And this is just to warm up the back and shoulders a little bit. Keep taking those big deep breaths and try to still keep sitting up nice and tall. Okay, that forces us to use our back muscles, our core muscles. Let's stop our arms and go backwards now. Good. And let's lower those arms down. Okay. Now, we're going to make a fist right by our chest. Okay, nice tight fist. And then we're going to push our arms straight and pull back. Straight and bend. Good. Straight and bend. And take a moment, check out those arms, see how straight you're getting them. Okay. We're also going to open those fingers up nice and wide and stretch through those fingers too. Good. Now let's do the same thing, but out to the sides, opening that chest again nice and wide, and trying to lengthen those arms nice and straight, opening those fingers nice and wide. Good. And now let's take our arms straight down to the sides and curl up. So straighten and curl. And as you're straightening, we're opening those fingers wide. Good. A few more like this. Nice. All right. Now we're going to pretend we're riding a bike with our hands. So we have the pedals in our hands and we're turning that wheel forward and around. Nice and big. Good. Start turning that waist a little bit if you can. Get those hands a little higher so your shoulders are rotating forward. Good. You should feel your back and your shoulders with this one. Nice job. All right. Now let's do a little stretching here with our neck. Okay, so we're going to have our hands on our lap. I want you to slowly bring your chin all the way down towards your chest as far as it'll go. Relaxing your shoulders down. And then slowly lift your chin and reach that chin up towards the ceiling. And then back down again. And up. and down. And let's come back to the center and let's do side to side now. So right to left, back and forth. We just want to slowly move that head and see how far we can stretch it to the sides. Once again, we really need to concentrate on keeping those shoulders relaxed here so you get a better turn, better stretch. All right, back to the center. Now we're going to do a head tilt. So let's try to tilt our right ear towards our right shoulder. Okay, as deep as it can go, and then you're just going to kind of hold it there. Take your eyes and look up to the ceiling, and then take a deep breath in and out. Good, and bring that head back up. Now let's do our left ear to the left shoulder, and take your eyes and look up to the ceiling. Take a big deep breath in and out. Good, and bring that head back to the center. Good. All right, now let's do a little twisting with our waist. So we're going to try to warm up that middle part of our body. We're going to go side to side. Okay, nice big turn, but maybe not too far yet. We want to take our time here and get our core warmed up because we're turning that spine. So we have to be careful with that. We don't want to overdo it right away. Once you feel like you could maybe move a little bit more, see if you can turn a little further. We don't have to go fast. Good. All right, let's come back to the center. And now let's bring our arms straight out in front. We're going to bend at the waist, but reaching forward this time. So bend at the waist and reach. Arms are straight out. And then pull back as you sit up and open that chest. Good. Reach and pull back. As you reach, squeeze that tummy in tight and then pull back. Good. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. So you might notice that core is moving now, once again, nice and deep below the belly button. And a few more. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we're going to move on to our feet. So we're going to start with a big toe tap here. I want you to concentrate on lifting those toes up really high, both of them at the same time. You can check them out if you want. Make sure they're both working the same. You should feel that. When you squeeze up your toes, you should feel that front part of your calf starting to squeeze a little bit. You'll also feel your ankles start to work. Now let's do the same thing with our heels. So leave your toes down and squeeze those heels up as high as they'll go. Squeezing your calves in the back. And give that a nice little tap down into the floor so you feel those heels. Good. All right, now we're just going to take that right toes, lift it off the floor, spin out, tap down. Okay? Lift it up, spin all the way in, tap down. Let's just do that right side. So I want you to concentrate getting it as big as you can. Okay, so when you're doing that, you're also pivoting that hip out. So check that leg out. See how high and how wide you can get that turn on your heel. Now let's try the left side. Same thing. Way out, way in. You might get a little further on one side than the other side. Good. Let's do one more on this side. All right, back to the center we go, and we're going to start with a little march. So lifting those legs up and down off the floor one at a time. We're going to start working those quads and hip flexors. I'm going to add a little bit of an arm swing here. And you can go slow if you want and try to lift those legs up high. So you don't have to go really fast. Sometimes when we go fast, our movements are smaller. So remember, with these classes, we try to go big on everything. So I'm going to start lifting those knees up even higher, a little slower. Good. I'm going to change into a kick now. Okay, so I'm going to keep that lifting those legs, but I'm going to add that follow through with my heel. Also keeping that arm swing going here. Good. Few more. All right. Now let's do a few step out side to side. So we're going to start with that right leg. We're going to lift it up, set that foot down out, and then lift that foot back in. Let's do the left side. Lift out and back in. Good. Lift out and back in. And what we're trying to do here is lift that knee up nice and high, rotating that hip out, right? So we're working on those hips and hip flexors. Good, and a couple more. All right, I think we're nice and warm now. I'm going to get a quick drink. And we're going to start with some big movements with our upper body first. And we're going to develop a little pattern to remember. So remember, we're going to do these nice and slow so we can stay nice and big with our arms. We're just going to start with a nice open, straight arm movement, okay? So our arms come pretty straight out to the side. They can be a little lower if it hurts your shoulders to be up here. It could be a little lower, but I want you to take a peek. See how wide you are. This is where we want to stay. So we go together and open. Open. Good. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Next up, we want to go nice and high with our arms in a jumping jack type motion. So we're going up over our head and down. Now, if this bothers you to go overhead, you're going to do the same thing, but maybe a little more out in the front, but also straight arms. Okay, straight as you can get them. Let's count to 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9, and 10, good. All right, now we're going to push our arms straight out in front and then open them around, okay? So straight and open it around. Straight, open that chest, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, rest for a little bit because start feeling that in the back and shoulders. All right, now we're going to do those 3 movements and we're going to do 4 of each, okay? So I want to start doing them, and I'm not going to say it after the first couple sets. I'm not going to say anything, and I want you to try to remember the pattern. So we go open and close. We'll do 4, okay? Then we'll do 4 jumping jack arms. And then we're going to do 4 where we reach and push around. All right, we ready? So arms out to the side first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now jumping jack arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we push out, around. 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. Open, close. 2, 3, 4. Jumping jack arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push forward and around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Good. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest those arms. Everybody feeling their shoulders and their backs? Good. All right, let's do something similar with the legs. We're going to do a little leg pattern here. Okay? Let's start out with single legs, though. Single legs, we're going to step out onto our heels. Okay? So we're going to straighten out, lift back. Other leg. Out, lift back. 3, 4. Let's do 10 of these. 5, lift back. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, now we're going to step out to the side. So step out and in. Step out and in. And 1, we're going to go to 10 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nice and big, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, last one, we're going to do kicks. So start with that right leg. We're going to kick up and push through that heel for 10. 1, 2, 3, nice and high. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so our 3 movements for our legs. We're going to go heels out for 4, step out for 4, and kicks for 4. All right, we ready? Nice and tall. I'm going to put my hands on my hip. Forces me to use my core a little bit more. Start with that right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, heels out. 1, 2, 3. Lift back. 4. Step out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Good. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. All right, get a quick drink. And then what we're going to do is back-to-back arms and legs, the same movements we just did. Okay? So, 4 of everything. We start with nice, wide, straight arms. Then we do our jumping jack arms. Okay? And then we push forward and around. Okay? Then we start with our legs. We do our heels out. Then we do our step outs. And then we do our kicks. So I want you to try to remember that. I'm going to call out the first 2 rounds. All right, we ready? Arms are out straight first. 1, nice and wide. 2, 3, 4, jumping jack arms. 1, 2, nice and big. 3, 4, forward and around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's start with those legs. Heels out. 1, 2, lift back. 3, 4, and step outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start over. Wide arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jumping jack arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward and around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our legs. Heels. 1. Lift back. 2, 3, 4. Step out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to do that one more time. I'm not going to say anything but count. All right, really concentrate on what should be coming next here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, good. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, good. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice work. You guys got it. Great job. Yes, great job. All right, get a quick drink if you need one. We're going to move on. We're going to be windshield wipers today. Okay, so I want you to think about how your windshield wipers look when they're going back and forth on your windshield. All right, but this is real small. We're going to do a big movement, right? Oh, yeah. Well, we won't do the fast one, though. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we aren't going to do the intermittent ones either. Hold. Hold. All right, we were going to go big though. All right, so I want you to start with the straight arms down to your right side. So immediately when you do that, you should feel that waist turning and twisting. That's what we're after here. We want to move our core. We want to keep our arms long too. So we're going to take those arms as long and straight as we can, up and around and down to the other side. Good. So now you're turning that opposite way. You should feel your core moving again. So 1, 2, yeah. 3, 4, really nice, nice and big. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, now we're going to start down and only go up to the top and back down again on that same side. So once again, forcing us to work with our core here. This time we have to stop that movement with our core. Stop here instead of using momentum to go down to the other side. So we'll go down and straight up. Same side down and straight up, keeping our arms straight. All right, so down to the right, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, everybody feel that in their sides? Now we're going to do the other side, same thing. So we start with our arms down to the left. We go straight up as straight as we can with those nice long arms and back down to that same side. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good movement. All right. Now, we're going to move on. Get my music started again here. So we're going to keep up with the little core. Okay. So this time we're going to do some nice long arms and we're going to reach out over our toes. We're going to add a little leg to it also. So I want you to think about when we did those leg kicks, right? We lifted and we kicked up. Now we're going to take that opposite arm and we're going to reach across towards that toe and back. We're going to stay on the same side because I feel like when you go back and forth, you get smaller. So we're going to stay with that same side. We're going to go all the way up and down every time. Okay, nice and slow, lifting that leg up high and reaching across. You're squeezing that core again. All right, 10 with that right leg, left arm. Ready? 1, 2, 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's try that left leg, right hand. Ready? 1, nice and high. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. More twisting. All right, now we're going to just do straight arms out. Okay, palms are up. Nice straight arms out. Now we're going to try to take our fingertips and turn them as far to the right as we can with our palms up, keeping our arms straight, and then all the way around to the other side, arms straight. Right and left. Right. See if you can straighten your arms at the elbows. Right and left. Right and left. Good. Right and left. Right and left. Right and left. 3 more each. Right, left, right, left. And last time, right and left. Whew, all right. Those were nice big turns, but our torso, our core was nice and warmed up for that one. All right, we're going to go ahead and get weights if you want to use weights. Let's do a little leg strengthening. Okay, working on those quads and hips. So the name of the game on this one is endurance. Okay, so that means we're going to do one leg for a while. We're going to do some different things with it, and I want you to try to keep your foot off the floor. So really trying to work the quad and the glutes and our hip flexors here. All right, so let's start with our right leg. We're just going to pulse up and down, keeping our foot from touching the floor. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's do abductors out, knee bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now kick forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's circle out at the hip. Circle out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, I think that's enough on that side. Woo! All right, so we did 4 different movements. We have to do the same ones on the left side. So remember, our first one is pulses. What we're trying to do is keep our foot from touching the floor here. Still nice big movements. Let's go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now abductors out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circles out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, that last set's hard. All right, now let's do some upper body. Okay, we're going to just mix it up a little bit. Try to get all the muscles working in our upper body here, in our arms. All right, let's start with a chest fly, where our arms are fairly straight. Okay, there's a little bend in our elbow, but we try to bring the bottom of our weights together right in front of the chest and squeeze those chest muscles together. All right, let's do 15 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, we'll do our back next. So let's do some upward rows. Okay, we are going to, though, put our palms facing the back of the room. Okay, so we want to scoot forward a little in our chair. Okay, and we kind of lean over our legs. So we're going to row back to our hips and squeeze our elbows together. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. All right, next up, let's do some hammer curls. Okay, so arms are straight down to the sides, and we're going to curl those weights up to our shoulders and then all the way straight again for 15. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. All right. Put those weights back on your legs. All right, just something a little different. We're going to work those hip flexors and glutes a little bit more. So we want to get our leg out, our right leg out nice and straight. Okay? So we're on the heel. And all we're going to do is lift it up off the floor, set it out to the side as wide as we can, and lift it back in with that weight on top of that thigh. All right, ready? Out and in. Out and in. You're barely touching that heel down to the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, nice. 9, 10, and 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, lots of different muscles on that one. Let's try that left leg now. So extend that heel out. Remember, we're going out nice and wide, barely touching the floor with our heels for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more, and we're done with these. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, we're going to finish our upper body, and then we're going to stretch. We're almost done. All right, so let's do some more chest work. We're going to do, we'll add a little core into this one. So we're going to do uppercuts with a twist. Okay, so we're squeezing our chest, our back, our shoulders, and our core. So it looks like this. We squeeze up and turn. Okay, so uppercuts with a twist here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now squeeze those chest muscles as you point up to the ceiling. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. All right, now we're going to do upward rows again. This time, our hands are flipped forward. Okay, we're leaning forward over our legs. Once again, we're going to draw those weights to our hips, squeezing our elbows together. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, last thing we're going to do is a hammer curl with the twist again. Okay, so we start out like a hammer, but we curl up and in, and then hammer back down for 15. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And we did it. We could put our weights down. Nice job. We're going to do a little stretching. Woo, we made it. We got a little of everything in that one. Let's start with our legs, okay? So I want you to sit up tall and bring your right heel out in the front. Try to straighten it as best as you can so you feel the back of your leg, your hamstring. I feel more of my hamstring when I lean forward a little bit over that leg, pushing that leg straight. You really feel that up the back of the leg. Pull your toe back towards you a little bit more so you feel more of your calf. And then if you want, add a toe reach. I'm going to support myself by having my other hand on that opposite knee so I don't feel like I'm going to fall forward. And take those nice long deep breaths in and out. Good. Now let's sit up and switch those legs. So our left heel comes out nice and straight. Okay. Pulling the toe back, leaning forward a little bit, and then adding that toe reach. If you feel like it, you don't have to add the toe reach. We really want to make sure we're feeling mostly up the back of the leg and calf. Breathe those nice long deep breaths in and out. All right, now we're going to sit up and scoot to the back of your seat if you're not there yet. We're going to keep our left foot on the floor and we're going to try to cross our right leg up over the top. Okay, and then to stretch the glutes a little more, we're going to try to pull that knee in towards the chest. Okay, I like to turn and look behind me as I'm pulling that knee in. It really opens up that glute area a little bit more. Also opens up the lower back, especially to that right side. Take a deep breath in and out here. Good. All right, now let's take our hands and put them on the inner thigh of that same leg. We're going to push that leg down. Okay, and trying to open up the top of the leg here, our hip flexors. And as we're holding it down there, we're just going to wiggle that top toe around a little bit, or you can point it and flex it. Just trying to loosen up those ankles. Good. All right, let's switch our legs. So our right leg goes down, our left leg comes up. And we're going to first start with that hip exercise, that hip stretch and glute stretch by pulling our knee in towards our chest. And then I add that little turn as I'm pulling my knee in. Don't forget about the breathing part, right? Nice long deep breaths if you can. Good. All right, now I'm going to take my hands, put them on that inner thigh, and push that leg down. Okay, so opening up the hip flexors on the left leg. Then I'm going to wiggle that toe around a little bit, or point it and flex it. Just move the ankle. Another big deep breath in and out. Good. All right, now I'm going to put both feet on the floor. I'm going to twist here and hold it. So I'm going to take both my hands and grab the right side of my chair and turn my body around as far as it'll go. Okay, once you get to a spot where you can't turn anymore, you want to hold it there and breathe. All right, let's come back to the center and try the left side, same thing. So grab the left side of your chair with both hands and then turn your body around as far as it'll go. Okay, so you feel that big twist in your waist. Try to take a deep breath or two in and out. Good, and let's come back to the center. All right, now we're going to clasp our hands together and extend our arms out nice and straight, right? Push those shoulders forward and drop that chin towards your chest. So this one, we're trying to feel that upper back and shoulder area. Okay, we work those a lot today with all our big open movements with our arms. And as I'm pushing my arms forward and straight, I'm going to lower them down to my lap. And then I'm going to take my chin and reach my chin up opposite towards the ceiling. So separating my hands and my chin, nice big space there in between. And then I'm going to open my arms up nice and wide and low. Open my chest more. I'm going to lean back into my chair. Point my chin straight up. All right, now I'm going to lower my arms down. I'm going to reach down towards my toes, stretching my lower back, and then use my core to lift my body up and stretch and reach up towards the ceiling as I take a deep breath in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, reach up. And exhale and fold. Good. And sit up all the way. You are done for today. Really nice job. Nice work. All right. Well, thank you all for coming, and thank you all for joining me at home. I wish you happy holidays and a blessed time with family and friends. And I hope to see you all in the new year. We have fun, more exercising to do together. So I'll see you back here in January of 26. Bye-bye now.